Sagutan natin tong problems. Evaluate the following limits. So let's start with 1. So meron tayo ditong piecewise function f of x equal to 2 if x is less than 1, equal to negative 1 if x is equal to 1, and equal to negative 3 if x is greater than 1. Tapos evaluate daw tong limits from A to C. So by the way, meron na akong previous videos about one-sided limits, part 1 and part 2. So kung di pa napapanood, isilink ko na lang sa description para ma-check nyo rin, para may idea na kayo dito sa video natin ngayon. So dun sa part 2, nag-identify tayo ng one-sided limits using the graph nung piecewise function. Ngayon, given naman is yung equation. Okay? So for part A, limit ng f of x as x approaches 1 from the right. So right-hand limit. Ibig sabihin, approaching x values to 1 but greater than 1. So, pipiliin nyo lang ngayon kung anong value ng f of x tayo dito sa mga different values niya at different intervals. So, dahil approaching x from the right, ibig sabihin, x should be greater than 1. Right? So, ito yung interval na yon. Ang value ng f of x is negative 3. So, yun ipapalit natin sa f of x ito sa limit. So, limit ng negative 3 as x approaches 1 from the right. So, para ma-evaluate yung limit ng negative 3, di ba constant lang siya? So, by theorem natin, limit ng constant is just constant. Okay? Which is yung negative 3. For B, limit ng f of x as x approaches 1 from the left naman. So, ibig sabihin, yung x is nag-approach sa 1 but less than 1. So, sa interval natin, magpo-fall naman yon dito sa x is less than 1, which is yung value ng f of x is 2. So, yung ipa-plugin nating f of x dito. So, limit nung f of x na 2 as x approaches 1 from the left. So, constant uli, ang limit natin bale is the same constant na 2. For C, limit ng f of x as x approaches 1. So, wala ka ng plus minus sa taas ng 1. Ibig sabihin, two-sided limits na yan. So, yung in-apply nating concept din sa part 2, ito pa rin, na if limit ng f of x as x approaches a from the right is equal sa limit ng f of x as x approaches a from the left, parehong L, then yung limit ng f of x as x approaches a, yung two-sided limit should be equal to L. Otherwise, pag hindi equal yung right-hand limit sa left-hand limit, then yung two-sided limit ng f of x does not exist. So, dahil hindi equal yung right-hand limit saka left-hand limit at x approaching 1, right? Therefore, yung two-sided limits natin at x approaching 1 will be does not exist. Okay? For 2, given each of x naman is equal to 2x plus 1 if x is less than 3 and 10 minus x if x is greater than or equal to 3. So, A, limit ng each of x as x approaches 3 from the right. So, ibig sabihin, greater than 3, right? So, ito yung interval natin. Pipiliin natin each of x is 10 minus x. So, bali limit ng 10 minus x as x approaches 3 from the right. So, pwede nyo na lang yung i-direct substitute yung x na 3 para makuha natin yung limit. So, bale, ang limit niyan is 10 minus x. Yung value is 3. So, 10 minus 3, that's 7. B, limit ng each of x as x approaches 3 from the left naman. Ibig sabihin, less than 3. So, ito yung interval na yon. Ang gagamitin nating value ng h of x naman is 2x plus 1. So, bale, magiging limit ng 2x plus 1 as x approaches 3 from the left. So, direct sub yun lang din yung 3 sa mga x. So, bale, 2 times x, 3, gawing 3 plus 1. So, 2 times 3 plus 1, 7. Ngayon, yung C limit ng h of x as x approaches 3, yung two-sided limit niya, check nyo yung right-hand limit tsaka left-hand limit. This time, parehong 7, right? So, therefore, ito na rin yung magiging value ng two-sided limit, which is 7 din. Next, g of t is 3 plus t squared if t is less than negative 2, 0 if t is equal to negative 2, and 11 minus t squared if t is greater than negative 2. A, limit ng g of t as t approaches negative 2 from the right. So, greater than negative 2. So, saan titingin? Sa interval na to. Ang gagamiting value ng g of t is 11 minus t squared. So, bale, equal to sa limit ng 11 minus t squared as t approaches negative 2 from the right. Then, direct sub na lang yung negative 2 sa t dito. So, magiging 11 minus negative 2 squared. Or, 11 minus negative 2 square is 4. 11 minus 4, 7. For B, limit ng g of t as t approaches 2 from the left. So, less than 2 naman. So, itong interval na yon. Ang value ng g of t is 3 plus t square. So, gamitin natin yan. Magiging limit ng 3 plus t square as t approaches negative 2 from the left. So, direct sub nyo lang din yung negative 2 dito. So, magiging 3 plus negative 2 squared. Or 3 plus negative 2 squared, 3 plus 4 equals 7. Now, yung two-sided limit ng g of t as t approaches negative 2, check nyo yung right hand tsaka left hand. Pareho silang 7, right? So, yun na rin yung magiging value ng two-sided limit, which is 7. For 4, given naman yung f of x is equal to square root ng x minus 4. So, find limit ng f of x as x approaches 4. So, this time, be careful kayo kasi meron tayong square root. Tulad nung diniscuss ko dun sa part 1 ng one-sided limit, may chance na maging does not exist yung limit nito as x approaches 4. Especially, pag naging negative yung value ng radical. Kasi nga, even yung index mo tapos negative yung nasa loob ng radical, magiging imaginary. So, consider natin yung one-sided limit muna. Limit ng f of x as x approaches 4 from the right. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, greater than 4 ang i-assign nating value. Let's say 4.1. So, therefore, pwede nyong i-direct sub kasi nga define. Kasi 4.1 minus 4 is 0.1 positive. Square root ng positive will be defined. Okay? So, pag sinubstitute nyo yung 4, magiging square root ng 4 minus 4 or square root ng 0, 0. Ngayon, yung left hand naman, limit ng f of x as x approaches 4 from the left. So, pag sinubstitute nyo yung values nung close enough sa kanya sa 4 pero less than 4, let's say 3.9. So, 3.9 minus 4, negative 0.1. Tapos, pag in-square root mo yung negative, di ba, magiging imaginary. So, therefore, ang magiging limit nito will be does not exist. Okay? Ngayon, pag hinanap na yung two-sided limits, di ba magkaiba yung value ng right hand tsaka left hand? So, therefore, by this property, therefore, yung two-sided limit ng f of x as x approaches 4 is dne. For number 5, given r of t is cube root ng t plus 1 if t is less than or equal to negative 1, square root ng 1 minus t square if negative 1 is less than t less than 1, and cube root ng t minus 1 if t is greater than or equal to 1. So, for a limit ng r of t as t approaches negative 1 from the left, so less than negative 1 tayo, right? Ito, yung interval natin. So, gagamitin natin value ng r of t is cube root ng t plus 1. So, bale, limit ng cube root ng t plus 1 as t approaches negative 1. So, direct sub nyo lang yung negative 1, bale, magiging cube root ng negative 1 plus 1 or cube root ng 0 or 0. Okay? For part B, limit ng r of t as t approaches negative 1 from the right. So, ibig sabihin, greater than negative 1. So, saang interval naman yan magpo-fall? Dito sa gitna. Kasi negative 1 less than t less than 1. Ibig sabihin, in between yung t sa negative 1 at 1. Okay? So, therefore, ang gagamitin nating function sa r of t, square root ng 1 minus t squared. So, magiging limit ng square root ng 1 minus t squared as t approaches negative 1 from the right. Ngayon, be careful uli. Baka possible mag-DNE, right? Square root. Index natin is 2, even. Pag nag-assign kayo ng value na close enough sa negative 1, but greater than negative 1, let's say, negative 0.99, pag pinlagyan nyo ba dito, magiging define? Yes, diba? 1 minus negative 0.99 square, positive yung nasa loob niyan. So, pwede nyong i-direct sub, right? So, bale, square root ng 1 minus negative 1 square, bale, square root ng 1 minus 1 or square root ng 0, 0. Okay? Ngayon, yung two-sided limits ng r of t as t approaches negative 1, check nyo yung right hand tsaka left hand. Parehong 0, right? So, therefore, define equal din siya sa 0 yung two-sided limit ng r of t. Okay naman. So, try to solve this problem and just comment your answers.